So, Dad, when did you first find out about Dan Peña?
Well, we were introduced to Dan Peña, actually. We were at a seminar in Stockholm, 2016. I think it was maybe September or October 2016. And one of the guys that were at the seminar had asked me, do you know that if you have this guy called Dan Peña? He lives near you in Scotland. I'm just along in... No, never heard of him. And it was a success resources seminar. I think Kim Kiyosaki may have been there. So we were across for that, and we were meeting some of the people that we were doing business with as well. So I think the mall, Scandinavia Mall or something. Anyway, conference centre, lovely place. Quite a lot of coaches and that were on that day. Anyway, so that was it. It was a passing comment by Big Adam. Actually, it was a guy that I'd known through the Rich Dad stuff, and he said, look, have you heard of this guy? Wow, he's, tremendous. He's amazing. You should look him up. And he doesn't live far from you. Well, impossible. What do you mean? We know everybody. You know what I mean? So there's no way that we couldn't have heard about him. And right enough, we didn't. I Googled him, found out all this stuff on him, and we just found it absolutely refreshing. He came into me and your mum's life right at the right time in terms of his message. We kind of, we had relative success in the property business. We'd done well. We'd built ourselves up, had a good business, but we were frustrated that we weren't taking the next step, the next leap. Why are things not? We're still kind of playing it small. We're desperate to play play a bigger game. And Dan Peña and his message and QLA just absolutely resonated with us at that time. That we just moved to Spain, so it was a pretty interesting one. So that was October in Sweden. We'd moved into Spain just a few months or a few weeks before, but we went to the very first QLA seminar that he had that was available, and that was the very next month. I think it was November, end of October, November, 2016. I think it was 2016, and you'll remember this probably yourself when we used to put the Dan Peña YouTube videos on. Just had them on constantly.
Yeah. Yeah, every day, every night. Yeah, it was all you'd watch in the Carling house, was it?
So that was back then, and that was but that was to prepare us for going to the seminar, because when you done the research on the seminar, me and your mum were both going, and she said, and he was as vocal as anything about it, that it was 50-50. Married couples going in, 50-50 divorced when they came out. They split up, they separated after being through the QLA.
After his model.
On the model. So we were like, oh, shit, what the hell? That was terrifying. But, do something every day that scares you. You got to try it. If we were what we were, we would, we'd get through it, and absolutely loved it.
So what was it like then? Because now being a bit older myself and that, I've done a week at the castle. I loved it and enjoyed it. I learned lots and lots, and I wouldn't be the type of business person I am today. And although I'm still learning some set, not boundaries, but there was definitely a level that he's brought me up to that you can never go below anymore. Like there's definitely a certain standard that you need to be working at, especially in Dan's eyes. So when you first got there, compared to, for example, when I went with you lot, there was a bit of a different change, I'm guessing, because you're then on the Wall of Fame. You were getting added to the Wall of Fame at that point, so you were kind of not praised. I'm not saying he wasn't the same Dan Peña to us, but what I mean is, what was the difference between when you were first there? You were nothing when you first met him to now being a successful through QLE. What was the difference in between your first time there and then your last time there?
Well, Dan will tell you yourself, everybody can be doing, it doesn't matter how good you think you're doing or how good you're doing, you can still do infinitely better. So in that respect, right, we might have got a bit of recognition, but he's still saying, you're fucking miles behind where you should be and what you fucking about at, basically. His message has never changed, and his urge and drive to push you on will never change. So it'll no matter, we'll never do good enough in his eyes, which means it'll never do good enough in our eyes, but we'll keep striving to do the best, and that's what we love it. So in terms of the change, there's not been a lot of change. I mean, you know, the whole ethos of the QLA, me and your mum were already workaholics. That was nothing to us. So working 7 days a week, taking phone calls and all, being involved and turning up and all that, that was fucking water off a duck's back for us, because we done that. So that wasn't difficult for us. A lot of other people that were 9-to-5ers that, you know, wanted to go away and don't work weekends and go to birthday parties and have to do this and take time off for various. No way. And you know, you'll have seen that yourself over here. So that wasn't difficult. What the QLA model done was, it allowed us to think infinitely bigger than what we'd ever done before, and that things were possible. We were already doing, you know, deals and, you know, and bringing investment and deferred considerations and all that stuff. It just took it to another scale that I've not met anybody yet that has the bold, nearly near the bold and big vision that Dan Peña has got, and he brought that into our life, and you know, we're very grateful and thankful for him doing that. But I think when we went back, because I've been back 3 times. Well, first time 2016, I went back
Christmas
for the hardcore seminar 2017, and we were back last year, me, you and your mum, or the year before.
No, 3 years ago.
3 years ago, and it was
it's 2025, is it? It's
Oof.
2022.
22,
yeah.
Wow, that's flown in quickly.
I know.
Jeez, Peeps,
Yeah.
you might need to go back again.
I
Time for a refresher. You need to go back again. Yeah, see,
I'll go to hardcore.
Obviously, he's got seminars coming up. They're always fully booked, so you need to get early. But I don't know, hopefully I'll squeeze you in if we need to do it. But I'm doubtful we'll get there before, because we've got stuff on. But we're obviously going to his 80th birthday party in Los Angeles for 3 days in August. So looking forward to that and seeing him and Sally.
His 80th birthday will be great, and although it's a different vibe from what is normally quite intense, and I don't know if what the plans are exactly. I know we've got a little itinerary, but it'll be cool to see the different side of Dan, and like his personal side, if you know what I mean. On his birthday, it'll be a big celebration. But not only that, as well as this is probably one of the biggest networking events ever that you could go to, really, because it's all of Dan Peña's best friends, well, good pals, associates that have done well in life. You know, he doesn't fuck about when it comes to the people he hangs about with. He is a big enforcer on the you are who your friends are. So you could only imagine how successful and how these people are going to be and act.
Do you think he'll be friendly?
Oh.
No,
We'll see.
I don't
We'll
think
see.
so.
Don't know.
I don't think so. It wouldn't suit him if he was friendly.
Yeah,
and
no,
nice.
it would feel weird.
Yeah, no, you better not be. I hope he's still going mad and
crazy at
tell you
everyone.
exactly
Yeah, I know.
what it is.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be like, that's a stupid fucking question.
I
mate."
know. No stupid questions, mate. Yeah, so I mean, obviously it's only a few weeks now when we're over in Los Angeles, so we better get our fucking skates on and get some more
Have
deals
something
done
to tell him before
we tell him, or he's gonna
he's
hit
not
us
going to be
out.
happy. We might get kicked off the list.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
No, but
No,
we're
definitely.
getting the focus in.
Yeah,
Good.
need to get stuff done.
Mm-hmm.